You know what's fascinating? Death is the one experience we'll all share, yet we rarely talk about how we handle it as a society. I recently discovered some surprising insights from a pastor who has conducted over 1,000 funerals, and it completely changed how I think about the entire process.
That's such an interesting perspective. What struck you most about his experiences?
Well, he shared how funeral homes have shifted dramatically from family focused to corporate focused operations. But what's compelling is how he pushes back against that trend. He does 3 to 5 funerals every week and treats each one as entirely unique.
Hmm, that's quite a heavy emotional load to carry. How does he maintain that personal touch with such volume?
You know what's interesting? He refuses to use any kind of standard template or pastor's manual. He says he gets down on the floor beside bedridden patients before they pass, really getting to know them and their families. And he's not afraid to laugh or cry with families at the funeral home.
That's quite different from what you might expect. Did he share any particularly memorable experiences?
Oh man, he told a fantastic story about another preacher who jumped over a white picket fence during a service, pointing dramatically at the congregation like some theatrical performance. He said, "If I ever do that, somebody shoot me."
Well, that's certainly one way to make a funeral memorable, though it seems like his own approach is much more measured.
Exactly. And he's had to navigate some challenging situations, like this time when a Jehovah's Witness granddaughter asked him not to mention Christ during her Christian grandmother's funeral. It was the closest he ever came to refusing to conduct a service.
That must have been quite the diplomatic challenge. How did he handle it?
He stood firm but respectful, explaining that he would acknowledge the grandmother's faith while still being sensitive to the family. But here's what's interesting. He shared this powerful story about a young man who died by suicide, whose last words to him were, "I don't like God." He chose not to share those words at the funeral.
That shows such thoughtful discretion. Does he have specific principles that guide these decisions?
Yeah, his main rule is never trying to preach anybody into heaven. If someone died without faith, they won't pretend otherwise. Instead, they focus on providing hope to the living. He's also surprisingly progressive about things like cremation, which he fully supports.
So it sounds like he's found a way to balance tradition with modern needs. What advice does he give to other ministers?
His main point is being cautious with words. It's so easy to unintentionally offend a family. He emphasizes the importance of understanding a family's heart before attempting to minister to them. And he's learned something profound. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is just be present and silent.
That seems like wisdom that applies well beyond just funeral services.
Absolutely correct. And you know what's fascinating? He's seen how some old customs have changed for the better, such as moving away from the practice of allowing people to view the body one final time after the service. He even shared an incredible story about unexpectedly co officiating with a Catholic priest who had initially refused to perform the service.
That's quite the evolution in funeral practices. What does he think about the future of these services?
Well, he believes the key is maintaining that human connection in an increasingly corporate world. He's seen how some funeral homes have become all about business metrics, but he keeps focusing on the individual stories and the personal connections. He says each funeral is an opportunity to help people through one of life's most difficult transitions.
That's really what it comes down to, isn't it? Being present with people in their grief while helping them find meaning in their loss.
Exactly, and I think that's the biggest lesson from his experience. Whether we're religious leaders or just friends and family, our role in times of loss is primarily to be present, to listen, and to offer comfort in whatever way is most meaningful to those who are grieving. It's about serving families while staying true to our principles, and always remembering that each funeral is not just a service, but a unique opportunity to help people heal.